Oh, hello, and welcome to another Today's Decay, where we celebrate births and beginnings of everything important. Since the dawn of time, December 10th edition, all day. And today, what happened? Guitar Slim, born today, 1926, blues musician in a proto-rock and roll world. Yep, that's true. All the blues. I guess, actually, is rock and roll just neo blues in the other direction, right? It's kind of wrong to say that like the people who created things were the precursors. Rather, we are the aftermath of these titans, right? Maybe, perhaps. Anyway, it's all a matter of time. As is Doctor Who, because in 1927, Anthony Coburn was born, who is one of the group of people who conceived and put together the original like 1960s Doctor Who show, and to be a fly on the wall for like this pitch, like what a weird thing. I don't know how it ever got off the ground. It must be Time Lord technology, I don't know. Yeah. Chili Billy Cardilli, born today 1928, who was a Pittsburgh horror host, who also cameoed in George Romero's original Night of the Living Dead, and cut some rock and roll records as well. So Chili Billy doesn't get any cooler than that, if you ask me. The film Robin Redbreast premiered today, 1970, which you can find right here on Severin Films, All the Haunts Be Ours, Folk Horror Collection, Volume 1. This is so good. Most of these movies are things I've had never heard of before, and now I'm like totally obsessed. Yeah. Eyes of Fire. I'm not going to be able to pronounce all these. Leptirica, Witchhammer, V, which is V-I-W, Lake of the Dead, Tilbury, that was a really good one. The Dreaming, Cagliaccia, Cecilia, Allison's Birthday. I'm not going to pronounce that one at all. Loki is the manuscript of Professor Wittenbach. Clear Cut. I'm realizing now some of these I haven't seen. Il Demonio, that was amazing, with Delilah Lavi. Dark Waters, that one was pretty good. A Field in England, excellent. And Anchorus, I forget if I watched that one. Maybe. Penda's Fen, and then Robin Redbreast. Totally weird English countryside folk horror, and really progressive, at least from a awkward American standpoint. Yeah, and now you gotta catch up if you haven't watched any of these, because coming up now you have All the Haunts Be Ours Volume 2. So you can't watch Volume 1 without, or you can't watch Volume 2 without going all through Volume 1 first. That's not true, you can, but highly suggest all these things. Really good. Expand your mind. Yeah. With Robin Redbreast, not kidding. You will love this. You will love this. 1971, the film She Killed in Ecstasy first premiered, which is right here. Also a Severin release. Soledad Miranda in Jess Franco's film here. I love this movie. This one, Venus and Furs, Vampirus Lesbos, Jess Franco's Dracula. A handful of others are just absolutely to like a whole nother level, considering the depths that he then descends to, like throughout the 70s into the 80s and 90s. I'd love to understand. I don't understand what was going on. But Soledad Miranda tragically passed away right around the time this movie came out, I think just before, if I remember correct, something like that. There was one of these movies that came out that, like, I think she was in a car crash, if I remember correctly. And the movie came out posthumously, but yeah, it's like just dripping with style, high production value, fascinating stuff, and he just never seems to capture that again. I don't get it. I don't know. Yeah. And CBGB's opened its doors for the first time on this day, 1973. I feel like so much just disappears if you don't talk about it. So I'm going to tell you my own, one of my many CBGB stories. In the year 2000, I booked a show there as like a promoter. It was actually like a 5-day festival. 5-day, I think. Yeah, 5-day. Where we had like overflow shows at CBGB's on the Thursday with the Scum Rats and I think the Caravans. Is that right? Definitely the Scum Rats. And then the main weekender Psychobilly Festival with supposedly Batmobile's last show ever. This was, 24 plus years ago. Clearly that's not the case. Along with supposed to be Demented Go, Necromantics, Kings of Nothing, Quakes, a whole bunch of others. I was the stage manager for like the 3-day giant festival. But then so we had the overflow shows knowing the people were going to be coming in from like, foreign lands. And so like, let's like, keep them entertained and keep doing fun things. So the Thursday was at CB's on like the main stage. And then the Monday after the whole festival was over, which is its own debacle, noteworthy anyways. On the Monday afterwards was an overflow show in the CB's gallery or the lounge, whichever one was downstairs over one door, but it's all like, one larger complex. And that was with Tim Polecat and Jet Black Machine as the headliners. I remember getting Headstones from Atlanta, Georgia were on the bill as well. Anyway, I was a kid and running this 5-day long festival with, I don't know, probably like upwards of 50 bands in total throughout the 5 days. It was a lot. And third song into Tim Polecat's set, I'd say. It was like basically a basement situation. So he gets up and like swings on this pole or this pipe that's like right above the stage. Like there's like this big swing on it, and it just like comes undone, and it's just like flooding water everywhere. Like within minutes, the entire floor of CBGB's is covered in like this much water. How everybody didn't get electrocuted, I don't understand. And it turns out that this was like the main water valve or feed, hopefully feed and not take up for like the entire block. So like they couldn't even figure out how to turn this off without like calling the fire department, who had to like come and deal with it. So now you've got like, guys and, axes and like full fire department gear coming there to deal with it. And like everybody's just shaking their heads, exhausted, be like, this is, this is how this crazy weekend ends, is in a flood. Like, who would have thought? Yeah, never forget it. And if I didn't tell you, then like you wouldn't know. And so these kind of things like should live on, because like where else is it gonna live otherwise? So there you go. December 10th, all day from us to you. Oh. Till tomorrow. Goodbye.